Hello my loves, what's up? Welcome back to my channel. My name is Seema. I'm a self-mastery coach, personal transformation coach. I'm a soccer coach, no I'm just kidding. An abundance and prosperity coach as well. And I'm here to guide you towards living from your higher self and manifesting the best possible life for yourself, including the way that you generate wealth, the way that your relationships flourish, the way that you move through the world, the way that you have purpose in your everyday life and what that means. I teach you guys how to rewire your mind, specifically your subconscious mind, to combat any problem or situation in your life, whether it's mental health issues, physical health issues, money blocks, blocks within, your happiness overall, your blessings, right? So I help you guys actually move towards those, or rather have those move towards you. So in this video, I have some notes here for us today, okay? In this video, I wanted to go over the concept of sorry, it's my incense. See, it's burning over there. I wanted to go over the concept of abundance with you guys. And I wanted to talk about it from a perspective that you guys will understand. And what I'm going to do is talk about money. So forget the abstract idea of abundance. Like, this is not something that is abstract. We're going to talk very matter-of-factly about money and how you can literally generate money from your thought, from your feeling, from your vibrational state. They call it out of thin air. Nothing is out of thin air because everything has energetic momentum. So that includes loss of money, that includes gain of money, that includes the way money circulates, that includes everything in your life, okay? The way that you look on an everyday basis, based off of like how much sleep you're getting and how you're eating and how you're living. Everything is a momentum. Everything is energetic momentum. And so essentially, when it comes to generating money, okay, let's talk about that, right? So how do we generate money with our feeling? It's something we do all the time, and we're not even like conscious of it. We're not even aware of it, but we actually generate, either gains or losses with our frequency, with our vibration, which is just our feeling state. So how do we actually lose money? Let's talk about that, right? So we typically lose money when we focus on loss, when we focus on the feeling of loss. So let's say you need to pay for something and it's a bill. Let's say you get a bill, right? Typically people don't like getting bills because that means they have to pay for it, and that's a feeling is correlated to that. So typically it's a feeling of a sunkenness or a place of sadness, depression. It's more so gloom and like grief, and like it's a feeling of loss. It's a feeling of desperation sometimes. These are very low vibrational feelings, okay? So when we feel this way, when we have an emotional attachment to spending money in a negative way, in the negative sense, right? We have negative feelings towards spending money. What actually happens is we prime ourselves to create a attachment to the feeling of spending money that is a negative feeling. So when we do this, we do not actually receive, right? Because when you spend money on something, you're not just spending money for the sake of spending money. You are receiving something in return. Now, whether you think the utility is fair or not, that's up to you, and that can be changed by you. That feeling state can be changed by you. Remember, we are here to change our feelings. And then we change our reality as a result. So let's say I have to pay my car bill, okay? So when I pay my bill, right, instead of like feeling horrible about it, which is like my typical response, because if I'm lazy about if I'm not taking control over my feeling state, which most people are not, so that's why most people never become rich, right? And rich is a state of feeling. It's not a state of material accumulation. It's a state of feeling. It's a state of being. So most people actually never become rich because they never do the inner vibrational work to change themselves, to change how they feel, and therefore to change themselves, to change their identity, okay? This is an identity shift that is going to be happening here that I'm telling you guys about, that you're going to be following after this video, okay? So let's say I have to pay my car bill, right? So instead of just like approaching my payment from like this feeling of like, oh man, here it is again, you know what I mean, typical feelings, I really don't want to pay this, it's so much money, like screw it, it's just like a horrible thing, it's just a horrible feeling, like instead of feeling that way, instead I'm going to focus on what I'm gaining, okay? So I'm not focusing on what is going out. We're not talking about that, we're not thinking about it, it doesn't exist, okay? The only thing that is real, that exists, that I am paying my attention to is what I'm gaining in return. So the utility of what I'm paying for. So instead of like approaching this bill with, okay, like I have to pay this thing, we're going to do this instead. Oh my God, it's here. You know what I mean? It's here. Like finally I get to maintain this asset. Okay, I get to maintain this thing that I own. Okay, I get to maintain this thing that I have. Some people don't have this asset. I have an asset here that is mine, and I am, which is God's state. I own this thing. I'm so lucky, you know. And you pay it with that feeling of gain. Do you understand what I'm saying? So, because time doesn't necessarily like exist outside of our perspective, we don't have to see bills as things that accrue. Like, we don't have to think of a bill as like, oh, it's going to come against the next month and it's a constant cycle of a bill, you know, that's coming in and I have to always pay. Like, no. Okay. Instead, because that's not true. Because what is actually happening here is that you have an asset that is protected right now and possibly in the future, provided that, you know, we're still around, you know what I mean? And provided that, you know, all goes well. So the bill is a reflection that all has gone well. Do you understand what I'm saying? And you still have your asset in your possession. So it's a gain. It's a gain. So it's about training your mind to never look at loss, to never see loss. And it is a complete rewiring of the self. It's a complete rewiring of our self-concept. And it's a practice. And I say that it's a practice because it can be done by anybody. The identity shifting can be done by anybody. Essentially, when I say identity shifting, that sounds very heavy. It's not heavy. You are just thinking differently. So what is a mentality? Okay, a mentality is a series of mindsets. So you can actually go into your different mentalities and alter every single mindset that you have about one or more specific topics. And in this case, we're talking about money, which is a very broad topic. It's a very universal pain point. And it's something that we have been lied to about, and I'll tell you how. When I tell you about like keeping a roof over your head and having water, what do you think of? Right? So I'm going to tell you that, hey, you guys are lucky because you have the ability to watch me on your screen. You have water to drink and to use, and you have a roof over your head and you have food. What do these things like kind of like represent to you? What do they represent to you? Let me know in the comments below. I'll give you a second. What do these things represent to you? Okay. Basic needs, right? Basic utility, basic needs. Basic, keyword on basic, right? Now, you know, we're not primed to think that that is a rich state of living because we have been conditioned into thinking that that is a basic, those are basic needs, right? So to us, rich is being able to buy, like a Bentley or like or, you know, something that is a luxury item like Calvin Klein or like, you know, like anything else. I can't think of, like any brand name essentially, like right, like just like, I don't know, like watches and stuff like that, right? So to us, that's like a status symbol, right? Of course, because the brand is expensive, it's notable, it's reliable, it's durable, it's probably been around for a long time. I have Jimmy Choo shoes that have lasted me years, you know, and like the brand Jimmy Choo is like very well known, it's reputable, it's expensive, it's a status symbol, you know, but it's not a basic commodity. So in our society, we've been conditioned into thinking that buying brand label items and like items of a high price, it's a symbol of like being rich. So like, let me ask you, you know, I have a pair of Jimmy Choo shoes. Can I eat off of them? Can I eat from them? Can I eat them? Can I like shower with them, under them? Like can they like actually like provide me water and like food and like things that like maintain my existence? No, right? So we've been bamboozled. Do you see what I'm saying? We've been bamboozled into thinking that like things that are of a rich component or things that would make us rich are actually just basic needs like water, food, shelter. Like, do you understand what I'm saying? And we've instead been programmed into thinking that we need, or, you know, we would have made it when we like achieve high status items and like commodities, like not commodities, high status items and you know, commerce items like watches and shoes and bags and stuff like that. So it's backwards. Societally, it's backwards. That's why they'll have you working for like a certain dollar amount an hour, because your life force energy is being capped at that numerical amount. So instead of being compensated for your life experience and for who you are as a person, you are now being compensated for hard labor that anybody can do, and that is now slowly being replaced with AI. So let's shift away collectively from that mindset that you are not rich with food, water, shelter, because that is the real riches, right? And anything else is not only just extra, it's unnecessary. It is unnecessary. Like, that is what I've learned as a business owner. I've learned to cut my losses. I've learned to live inexpensively. And I've just like learned how money works. I've just learned that it's backwards. We've been seeing things backwards. When I, you know, like accumulate a lot of money in my life, you know, to me, it's a tool. It's not something that, because when I did start making money, like, I didn't want to spend it on the things that I thought that I would want to spend it on. Like, I didn't want to spend it on bags and shoes and like, you know, like all these cars and like whatever. Like, that just seemed like a waste to me. It just seemed like a sunk cost to me, you know? So instead, that's when I started learning about like investments and getting smart with my money and like actually how to live inexpensively and things like that. And I realized that the actual only use or utility of money is just to reinvest it back into things that move. Money must always be moving. It's a flow. It's an energy. Energy is never stagnant, right? And energy being never created and never destroyed is actually an ode to how energy is never stagnant. That like literally explains why and how energy can never stagnate. Because it's never created, it's never condensed in one place, and it's never destroyed in one singular place. It's always moving, it's always changing, it's always transforming. It's a flow. So in the same way, you know, money is just a byproduct of energy, of positive flowing energy, literally positive flowing energy that moves from a low state to a high state into your pocket. Okay? That's why we must be focusing on the gain that we are receiving from any situation or transaction. Because unless you are priming your mind and conditioning your mind to focus on what you are receiving, you're always going to be in a state of lack. And this goes not just for money, but like for everything. If somebody comes into your life and you guys have a good relationship and then you break up, most people would think that that's like a loss. I wasted 3 years of my life, like whatever. Like, I've heard people say that, right? How you decide that. You have decided that you have wasted 3 years of your life, and so you are living in lack. You've decided to live in lack. Like, that's a decision that you have made. So how do you think your bank account is going to reflect that? Just as an example, because everything is connected. The way that we do one thing is the way that we're going to do everything else. The way that we look at one thing in our life is the way we're going to look at everything else. The way we see something, one thing happening in our life is the way we are going to be viewing everything else. Viewing. Our perspective is what creates reality. Our perspective shifts and changes and molds reality right in front of our faces. And money is a clear example of this, because when you can focus on what you are receiving, you will never lack again. Lack is a condition of the mind, not the pocket. Okay? Do you guys understand? I hope that makes sense, and I hope that's helpful for you. So what we're going to do moving forward after this video, this is what you're going to do. Every single time you have to pay a bill, you are going to pay it joyfully. It is a blessing to have bills. Some people don't have bills for certain things that you have bills for. It is a blessing to have bills. You are funding yourself. You are investing in yourself. And you are a moving, walking legend, comprised of like an infinite number of businesses, guys, within each person. Okay? Now, briefly, I want to talk about the creator economy and why education is the most important asset to monetize, and how it is the only asset that we should actually be looking to monetize. Okay. The coaching industry in the creator economy, which is basically everything that fuels commerce today, the coaching industry is projected to reach, I don't know, I think it's like 80 billion or something. I'm not sure. It could be wrong. In the next 10 years. So it's projected to reach a very high amount, the highest amount. More than retail, more than commerce, more than the exchange of goods and services. And it is funding global markets. It's funding the way that things move and change globally when it comes to transactions. So there's not a better time, simply there's just not a better time to get into the creator economy than right now. And so Seema, that's a really good point. How am I going to get into the creator economy? Is it going to be through influencing? Is it going to be through, my passion is beauty. Am I going to start making beauty videos? Like, Seema, what should I do? That's a good question. Here's what you're going to do. Every single passion that you have, you are going to create a separate social media handle for it. And you are going to learn how to create videos that favor the algorithm's flow and like momentum so that it can push your stuff out. Okay. And you are going to understand that you have many different businesses and brands within you. Now, when it comes to the educational sphere within the creator economy, this is going to be your main source of income, because you're going to be teaching people what you already know. But Seema, I can't be a coach. I'm not good enough to be a coach. I don't know enough to be a coach. Where do I put my course? Should I even make a course? What kind of course do I make? That's like a grifting. I've heard people say that, which is like so stupid. Because if you think something is grifting, if you don't know what that means, it just means that, people think that coaching is like scammy. I actually got a comment like that one time. If I find it, I'll put it here. But somebody said, don't get into coaching, Seema, because it's like the most, inauthentic, they said something like that, like inauthentic sphere of online business. And I was like, how did you find me? Like, I'm literally a coach, like, on YouTube. Like, you know what I mean? Like, how did you find me? It just makes no sense. You're listening to me. I'm not listening to you. I have no idea who you are. So that makes you on a lower scale of relevance than I. Do you understand? And so because I have more relevance than you, I can enlighten you and enrich you with what I have. That is why you are going to be creating different social media handles for all of your hobbies, which are not hobbies. They are businesses, by the way. Okay, let's learn to think that way. Seema, I don't know what course to make. I don't know how to, package up my knowledge and expertise into a business that is moving, that, can somehow teach people or help people or be educational for people. I'm going to tell you what you're going to do right now. In that specific business that you create that is going to be educational for people, you are going to have all of the frameworks needed in order to set it up. So you're going to have social media handles for this business. You are going to have a website, and on this website you're going to offer either goods or services. Okay, so this means physical or digital products under the umbrella of goods, or services can include coaching of different types. So you have your one-on-one coaching, which would be kind of like a more low tier, low ticket. You have your group coaching, which would be like a medium ticket offer. And then you have your program, your offer, your intensive, which is going to be your highest ticket offer. That's going to include your course. That's going to include, twice or 3 times a week of you doing group coaching sessions, webinars, okay, within your group. You are going to be growing a community, and you are going to essentially like nurture your audience members that have now been converted into paying clients towards their eventual goal, right? So you are selling a transformation, my friend. You are not selling them a product, unless you want to. That can be under the goods umbrella that we talked about, which is a one-time deal. You created once, you have it selling on automation, and you can just make passive income on autopilot from that digital product or physical product, whatever it is. Affiliate marketing kind of falls within that category as well, because you are producing marketing content for a product that is not yours, and you are accruing revenue on the clicks and the buys that that specific product gets. So I would categorize that under goods creation, and you can just make a whole business off of being an affiliate marketer and essentially selling affiliate products. But what I am more advocating for you to do is for you to create a coaching business, because when you can monetize what you know, not only can you sell high ticket offers and actually like scale this business to insurmountable levels, but you actually nurture people that need you, you know, and that actually need your guidance and your expertise, and expertise in a way that only you can give, you know. Some things only we can give from our hearts and from our minds. Every person is so unique. Every person is so brilliant. I was extremely depressed in college. This was a while ago. Very depressed, suicidal, okay? And I didn't know what to do. I didn't know where to go, who to turn to. I didn't know what to do. One day, I come across my birth chart. I offer birth chart reports down below. I come across my birth chart and I'm studying it. And something went off in my brain. And I was like, I am such a unique and beautiful person. And every single individual in the world has a birth chart. So that makes every person, and no birth chart is the same, right? And no person's life is the same as anyone else's. We all have a unique individual life experience. So that makes each person a like complete, unique, beautiful creation of God. Like no individual is ordinary. No individual is normal. No individual is lacking in any way. You know, everybody has like a beautiful story and beautiful skill sets and beautiful things that they can give to the person next to them, even, you know, in the way that only they can do it, you know, in the way only they can give it and teach it and you know, nurture. So that's what I realized studying my birth chart. I'll never forget it. I was in my dorm after this. I started meditating, and then I had, you know, I would say like it was my second spiritual awakening after that. My life changed because I realized that like we are just being so overlooked by our own selves. And it's because of the way that we've been programmed to see ourselves and other people societally. It's a mess. Like I gave you the example about commerce, right? How we've been bamboozled into thinking that like things of high value are of not high value. Food, water, shelter. We've been bamboozled. We need to focus on the basics first, and this is what being a coach in the educational space will teach you. It'll teach you that authentic business changes people's lives, and it's about starting at the basics and seeing what pain points you have solved and healed within yourself that you can help another person heal and solve, and creating curriculum around those pain points and leading your clients, leading your students towards a transformation that actually gives them measurable results at the end of it, you know? And if you build a business model around this framework that I'm giving you right now, you are going to change people's lives. You're going to change your life. You're going to change your wealth. Your life is going to change completely. You're going to have purpose in your life. You're going to have peace knowing that you're doing something worthwhile and that it's compensating you wildly for your efforts. You're going to have satisfaction and fulfillment. You're going to heal inner wounds that you may still have, or anything that has been overlooked. You're going to be able to live from your inner child because you'll be able to be yourself both within your course and, you know, with your clients and with your audience members. That some of these people have remained my friends for years. So this is what you have to do. Like, every person is a coach, is a leader. And I know that it's hard to understand that. I know that it's hard to get on the other side of that bridge where, you know, you're thinking that, oh, I don't have what it takes, or like, this is what we've been conditioned to think. I am here to get you guys over to the other side of the fence, okay? For you to stop thinking the way that you've been thinking about money and about business and about everything, because you've been lied to. And I'm here to break the illusions that you've been under about certain things. That is my job. And it is important that we start understanding that we are all leaders. We are all teachers. We are all content creators if we wish to be, right? And, you know, you may not want to be a leader. You may not want to do the work to rewire your mind around money, like we talked about. You may not want to. And you may be the person that says, I wasted money on this bill. I wasted 3 years of my life with this person. Lack. Okay, fine. I cannot help you. And I'm not the teacher for you. And I'm not the coach for you if you are determined to stay in lack mentality in that way. because I have been there. And I have been also on the other side of it, and I can tell you the other side of it comes with, it's just you. It's still you. It comes with all of the good things in life, and it's still you. It's just that you have changed your mind. You have altered it. And so you're only gaining, by doing these practices that I'm telling you in this video. And by the way, these are all practices. It does not happen overnight. You don't just start seeing money in a different way. You don't just start, living in abundance mentality. You don't just start doing that, but you start doing that. You know what I mean? You have to start somewhere. Now, I want to briefly talk about work and working. Let's say you work a job and you work a certain number of hours in a week and you receive a paycheck of a certain amount. And you want to stop feeling like you're living in lack. You want to make a lot of money. You want a business. And even if you don't want a business, and even if you don't want to make a lot of money, you want to have a lot of money, right? Like, so you can stop working so hard. I'm going to tell you what you're going to do. You are going to shift your focus. So every single minute of the day, and you're going to have to really buckle down for this. Every single minute of the day, starting right now after you exit out of this video, what you are going to do is you are going to see and train your mind to see abundance. So I would actually recommend right after this video just going and sitting down and meditating in silence, or turning on some meditation music and just honing in on the 0 point, which is the now moment. So when we can focus all of our attention and energy onto the now moment, onto right now, what happens is we can create from this space. So all of our past gets erased because that shit doesn't exist. All of our future that we think we're going to, enact, and all the plans that we have, that shit doesn't exist, because chances are they're bullshit, because you're just recycling what has happened in the past, or you're recycling thoughts that you've been having for a long time. Erase all of it, and the way that you're going to erase all of it is through meditation. Okay? So after this video, what you're going to do is you're going to sit down and meditate, and you're going to clear out actively. You're going to clear out all of the things that have been in your subconscious mind. And the way that this is going to happen is that these thoughts are going to come up to the surface within your state of meditation, and you're going to be disturbed by them. Oh shit, why am I thinking about this? Oh shit, I don't want to think about this. Oh shit, you know what I mean? And it's going to bother you. Let it bother you. It's supposed to come up. We have to realize that purging is the first step to rewiring the subconscious and putting in a new mindset and mentality. It's kind of like when you break a habit or an addiction, because there are addictions to poverty mentality, right? And there are addictions to lack mindset. Everything that we have been operating under has been an addictive way of thinking. So now let's be addicted to abundance mentality, right? So we're going to be excavating, digging out all of the things that we've been storing within our mind, and this is going to happen through meditation. These thoughts are going to come up. You're going to release them, let them pass, just like moving clouds. Okay, you're going to let them pass. And then when the sky is clear, stay there for as long as you can in meditation. Give yourself ample time, hours even. You're going to stay there. Okay. Then once you have clear skies for a while, and you are in the now state, the 0 point state. So this means within meditation you cannot feel your body. You are not aware that you are meditating. You are gone. Okay, you are attached to source. You are one with oneness. Okay, that is the feeling that you are going to receive, and that's the feeling I want you to have in order for you to know that you're doing this properly. From there, you can start to what will happen in that state is you will feel a lot of love. So this love energy is going to start from here in your heart space, your heart chakra, and it's going to emanate outwards. Okay, and it's going to reach, your auric field will be cleansed. Your aura will be cleansed. So any debris and stuff that you've had, even if you have physical pain, you'll notice that as you sit with all of this pain, whether physical or mental, it becomes null and void, and it kind of blends into oneness, into all. And the love frequency that you are going to start to feel is going to be as a result of you sitting with source. It's going to come up as a result of you sitting with oneness. And stay there for as long as you can. Once you've successfully meditated once, I want you to come back to this video and comment down below it and tell me that you have done this. You're going to keep repeating this practice as many times as possible. And this is the way that you are going to clear out your subconscious, because you want to know what? We are not the same person we were yesterday, but we think that we are, because we never take the time to rewire our mindsets. So we think that we still feel a certain type of way about something, and so because we think that way, and we actually allow our emotions, which is energy and motion, very powerful, we allow our emotions to go there, we allow our emotions to be upset when we have to pay a bill, we are negligent with our vibrational state. So then what happens? This energy goes out and it travels, and it brings back more feelings of lack towards us. And it's a pattern within us that we keep emanating. So we're going to keep seeing lack and lack and lack, because it's the law of attraction. What we are is what we are going to receive and feel and experience. That's why when you train your mind to start focusing on all the riches that you have, food, water, shelter, like the ability to talk and film videos, air, bro, sunlight, like abundance abounds. It says this in the Bible as well, that God has provided everything and God will provide. God will provide. Trust not in yourself, trust in God. What does that mean? That means that you do not trust in your identity the way that you've been doing, because clearly that hasn't been working out for you very well. Instead, you're going to trust in a higher power. You're going to trust in the power, capital T, okay? You're going to trust in the power that allows for all things to regenerate and progress. This means changing your mindsets, guys. This means changing your mindsets. Because stagnancy is what you've been doing. You've been trusting yourself. And not rewiring, not doing any inner work or paying any attention to what's been sitting here in the subconscious. So, broke is a condition of the mind. It's not a condition of the pocket. It's not a condition of how much you have in your bank account. It's not a condition of anything other than your mind and your attention and what you notice. Our attention creates our perspective on life, on things, on situations, on money, on a bill. Our perspective on the bill will dictate what that thing is in our life. And the way one thing is to you is the way everything will appear to you. Does that make sense? So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you would like to join the free Facebook group, you can do so in the description down below. It's called the Abundance Accelerator. Stay tuned. I do have a course dropping in the next few weeks. I will keep you guys updated on that. I also do have one-on-one mentorship sessions. You can check those out down below. I'm going to link everything down below. If you would like to work with me one-on-one to situate your coaching business and to get clear on your offers and to understand who you are supposed to be reaching and to create content around your education and to create a curriculum and to actually market that curriculum effectively, right? Talk to me. I can help you out with this, and do book a one-on-one session below. Thank you guys so much for being here. I love you so much. I hope this video was helpful for you. Be sure to give this video a thumbs up, comment down below, subscribe to this channel for more, turn on my bell for post notifications. I post valuable content every day, typically, and I'm here to help you guys in any way that I can. So thank you so much for being here and for watching. I love you so much, and I'll talk to you in the next one. Peace.